You
So
just go
let's just start
say
it.
hello.
Hello,
Yeah, you just say
everyone.
hello.
Yeah.
Hello. How's
Um,
everyone doing today? Everyone's doing amazingly. I'm doing amazingly. Leon, are
yeah,
you doing
yeah.
amazingly?
I am doing fine.
Good.
Yes. Good.
It is Saturday the 16th at 12 o'clock, bang on, and we're about to watch two
Two.
absolutely fantastic Martell players smash it out, right?
Yes. In our final quarterfinal. Um, so
Hmm.
we'll be having the last two Martell battle it out. We started with four, and after this round, we'll be down to one.
I mean, that's good news,
So
right?
they've proved so far that sand skirmishers aren't overpowered, right?
I've heard a
And
lot of people recently say this. I will leave that there.
all right, you wanna have a look at the lists? Starting with Ghost's list. Uh, he's our Canadian contestant, and he's
Hmm.
bringing an Oberyn list with three sand skirmishers.
Huh. I wonder what they're going to do. Are they going to potentially move and shoot?
Yeah,
Maybe a bit of
that's,
just shooting? Maybe a
yeah.
bit of scouting, you might say?
And but something that I think is interesting is that there's not a single spearlot to be seen. So once you
Yeah,
lose some
he
ranks
opts
in
for
those
the thingies, right? The oh, I forget the name of them now. The High Hermitage, right? In the
High Hermitage
non-character one.
um, and Eris Oakheart in this unit of
Hmm.
science. I've never seen this tech before, but I do kind of like it because now this sand skirmisher unit is pretty tanky, right? You've got the Dauntless from Edric and protection from the crown from Eris.
Hmm.
So you might not even drop some ranks. um,
So yeah, the idea I think of this list, or at least the idea of that unit, is that it's very good against it's very good against the vulnerable spam that Oberyn itself puts out because basically the vulnerables are pointless to use. Um, if Crown Control is there, the thing that bugs me a lot with this list is like, and I talk about Arisok Heart and protection a little bit detail, but like, there's a bit of a
Anti-synergy?
challenge. Yeah, anti synergy, you might call it, challenge between Doran and any of the mechanics here. Um, I really do think that people, I think, don't get me wrong, Doran is absolutely fantastic in his new version. His abilities are kind of nuts, but I think people put far too much pressure on bringing Doran because he is good without realizing what it nullifies in the list. Um, yeah,
Yeah, I
I'm not
guess.
a
But I
not a big
I
seller
do
of it.
like Doran because of the Stormcrow dervishes as well, right? Because they benefit
Yes,
from your opponent not controlling. Um,
yes, but you kind of like. I always think about this list. What happens if your opponent's going first and they just take Water Gardens?
I mean, I
Non
suppose
non replaced.
then you'll shoot them, right?
You'll do
Hopefully.
a move and shoot most likely, but isn't the best thing I can hope for you using probably a scout openings and a quick fire early in the round because you don't have it
Mm,
later on in the round. Quick fire is one of those
yes,
abilities which is
yes.
very dangerous to have, but once it's
Once
used,
it's
it's
used,
not a
it's
problem.
not that dangerous anymore. Yes.
Yeah.
Um, so we should also, I guess, look at Alex's list.
Hmm.
He also brings an Oberyn list, but he brings uh, his own style. I think he's kind of known for this list. He's played it a bunch for a very long time.
Yeah.
Um, it's a double Skyreach Bowman list and 8 activations. So no skirmishes to be seen here.
Yeah.
Um, which is kind of
I I
It's
like
gonna
the
be.
idea. Like this has a lot of like when I look at this list, and it's not the first time I've seen it. I look at this list and think it has very much the kind of components and the ways of playing the game that I enjoy. However, I also think it has a absolutely glaring weakness, and in the
What's that
modern
weakness?
game,
What
well,
is that weakness, Mickey?
the weakness is that the archers are great. The spearman captains throwing out weakened tokens everywhere is great. But if your opponent is able to just make a dent in your list and you don't have anything that's particularly strong, this is a I'm going to kill you list with having good damage and minimal sustain. And the sustain he's praying for through the Martell cards. But if you're able to just throw out big, heavy hits in the early game and push through, this list doesn't really have a way of coming back into the game because it
Yes.
just is saying, right, well, we've started to die now, and that's it.
Yes. But who do you think is favored in this matchup? The sand skirmishers or the bowmen? Because I feel like the bowmen might just if the bowmen get a shot off onto one of the sand skirmisher units, then the sand skirmisher units lose their damage potential um, and won't be able to do this punch through which you've just described. And I also think like having uh, 8 units, and with this list you can cover a lot of space. So um, it's not as easy to run around this list with the sand skirmishers, something they usually do quite well. Um,
Yeah. Um,
so I might
but
actually
like,
favor the bowman in this case.
so yeah, like you could argue this, right? But like the biggest thing that perhaps is missing, or the biggest discussion point, I would argue, is that you are underselling the real meat and potatoes of it, perhaps, which is, isn't this really about who gets to shoot first? Because if the Sandskirms are able to close in and shoot the Skyreach Bowmen, the Skyreach Bowmen won't do anything to the Sandskirms on their attack. If
Mm,
the Skyreach Bowmen shoot the Sandskirms, you say it removes a lot of that alpha. This is just a kind of it's a typical for me. This is a typical ranged battle where it's who shoot first wins kind of thing. It's not as simple as that, but like it kind of is. If you can do a big shot and it works well, then you
yes,
probably just up in the
yes.
positional game.
But
That being said,
the sand
like
skirmishers, they want to be in long range to get their scout openings off, right?
yeah,
Um,
which they can do at the top of a round. So we're gonna look.
yeah,
Let's be honest. The season six is everyone is playing for these top of round effective things because that's what everyone does nowadays, and it is essentially the only way of playing the game um, that we see in a competitive level, at least from what I've seen. So we're going to see the typical kind of round two, round three aggression, perhaps into a positional. What game mode is it? It's Clash, right?
Clash of Kings, yes.
Yeah. So yeah, I just see like it's going to be a positional battle because neither of them want to take the middle easily because of the pressure of the range units. So I can just imagine that the game mode's just not going to matter as usual. I just think they're going to push each other around, and someone's going to take a dive. Ghost typically plays very passively and defensively when I've seen him play before. Um, I think Alex is more willing to take a risk, perhaps. But
I'm not
I
so
say that,
sure
but
about. Last time I played against Ghost, he was all about uh, getting a Stormcrow Dervishes with a cunning ploy into the game, and he
yeah, but
tried
he's
this very aggressively. And
but he.
he does
I remember
have
that game.
Arya Hota battle plan, so he can just force this move to happen um, if he starts in
I
round two.
remember that game, and I'm pretty sure the rest of his units were in his backfield when he was being aggressive with one. And for me, like I mean, he ended up losing pretty horrifically, if I remember rightly. Um,
Mm, I was sweating the whole time. I know that one.
yeah,
Uh,
but that's just the nature of playing against the Martells, isn't it?
um, maybe.
I don't know.
Uh,
It was Here We Stand, and I vaguely remember you just basically winning the game, and it might have been
maybe you
hard, but
you
I
remember
looked at
the
the
wrong game because I played a few
early.
Here We Stand games against Martell this patch in
Oh
recent
yeah,
times.
it's the only faction that ever gets played, isn't it?
All right. Well, they have started already finished the deployment, I should say.
Oh, finished
And
deployment, and we didn't get to see any of it.
yeah, I'm sorry. We were kind of talking a bunch, but
It's fine.
I
It's
don't think
fine.
there's much surprise.
So I've not seen the screen yet. Let me guess. Oberyn is kind of in the middle of the triple Sandstorm list, and there's like two Sandstorms one side, one the other. Maybe he's gone for a 3-0 split. Um, and then for Alex, it's going to be very similar. He's probably got Oberyn in the middle, and then probably an archer either side. I don't think he outflanks an archer. He probably puts an archer either side and the two melee units one either side of that. So plays like a five middle. Oh wow. Okay, so we see two Sandskirms further.
Incredible.
So I was wrong. I was wrong with Ghost. To be fair, like he puts the one
Mm.
Sandskirm on the right, but then he plays a more spread left, as we see it on the screen. Um,
Also,
but yeah,
kind of.
these lists are not like there's nothing ingenious about the way these lists play. They're just strong lists. Um,
Um,
Terrain's
so
interesting.
terrain. Yeah, I
Alex placing a
probably
double palisade.
double palisade, right?
Yeah.
Um, which I do kind of yeah, was kind of
So
expected, right? But
double palisade's actually really interesting because palisades, in theory, favor long range units, right?
yes.
If Ghost understands what he's doing, Alex perhaps misses something. What you do with a palisade more than any other terrain type that people use for range attacks is you can play with the 45-degree angles on range units, and you can really play in those dead spots where you're in long range of the enemy unit, but because of the terrain deployment, they're unable to actually shoot you. I don't know if Ghost is going to be able to do that this game. I think Alex is savvy enough to not allow that to happen. Oh,
With this is something I don't like, honestly. He didn't even use his full distance. He could have went at least a couple inches um, forward.
did we see a Rising Temps played
No, that was
on that unit
Roynish
activation?
Vengeance. Roynish
Oh
Vengeance.
God, thank God. I was about to say that is the dumbest thing I think I've ever seen Alex do, but no, it's all good.
Um, yeah, leaving horse open from Ghost side. So I guess I should also say yeah, Ghost is on the bottom, Alex is top. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, we've discussed the list, but just to make sure.
Alex in red, Ghost in orange.
Orange, yes. Got the classic TTS UI bug here. Gotta get that
The
fixed.
blue rings are ones we've seen for Alex. The red rings are for
No,
the red rings are Alex,
blue,
blues
yeah.
they were Ghost. Yeah,
I've
they're
already
playing
seen
this.
a pass token in round 1, and this cavalry
Yeah,
unit is very, very careful. I'm guessing Alex is kind of afraid of a possible cunning play, and because horses and swords are open, you can't block both, and maybe you don't want the opponent being able to just march with a unit of hand skirmishers and then cunning ploy and swords, so um, not going this far up is just needed, necessary to not get trapped.
you know what I said? I think these guys will both play very passively. And I thought that might be a thing. And I think Alex might more likely to take a risk. But like, just look at the position here. There's so little going on in round one in terms of jostling for actual important positioning, and all of this is basically what we've seen so far is gathering resourcing cards and minor positional changes to get a little bit of ground for Alex. The rest of this almost doesn't matter. This might as well be a bunch of pass tokens being used. You're going to gain a few inches, but like, there's no concerted effort for either of these players to try and take control of the middle objective. There's no concerted effort for these guys to put themselves in any risk, and this is what I would probably expect. It's not what I like to see on board. You know.
Yeah.
Get your friend's face. Do something. I feel like the guy. Do you remember that old meme where it's that guy prodding something with a stick, saying like "do something"? I
Yes,
feel like
yes,
that
yes.
guy.
Okay. You want to have the murder happening immediately.
Not murder happen immediately, but you know, round two. They're both thinking, "Oh, round four, my rising temperatures, my opponent won't be able to heal," and it's like, you're not going to get to round four at this rate.
Oh, they're playing.
Or they
They're
actually
playing
are.
fast enough.
They,
It's just
they're
they're
going to
they're
get to
not
round six at
moving.
this
They're
rate.
not moving very far.
Yeah.
And here it goes, cunning ploy. See, this is what I mean. Um, Ghost can just um, move up very far with his one unit of sand skirmishers at the end of the round, and that's why I didn't. I kind of expected Alex to not go that far with his outriders, right? He doesn't actually need to um, need to be any further up to threaten this point. I guess now, with
But
how things worked out, he's in cunning ploy and shoot range anyways.
but so here's the thing, right? Like, you say he doesn't need to march up, but he could have just sat on his deployment line, right? Guess what? That's still true next round. It's still true the round after that. It's still true the round after that.
Okay,
You
both. Oh no, using cunning ploy to go further back.
like there is an element of this is like good play, right, and strategic play, and there's a manner in which you are doing this to try and gain positional advantages. But the point really stands is unless you're going to do something and someone is going to have to walk in range of the other person first, and that can be, you know, through any reason, someone has to break the deadlock and positioning yourself so you're still in your deployment zone is not a way of breaking that
Yeah,
deadlock.
but if Alex just accepted being shot here, um, then Ghost might even open up with swords next round, right?
Yeah, but you can accept being shot because like it's like the situation where you just position your archers in a position where they can just punish the shot. So it's like, yeah, sure,
Mm.
you can shoot me with swords, but then I'll obliterate you. And then he's like
I'm not
forced into having
sure because
making
this uh,
because his unit's alone.
this unit
Just
might just
remember,
to kill the outriders in 2 attacks, right? It would
right? But the
probably be
point is
lucky,
that
but
unit is alone. If you're gonna
yeah.
give it a one-on-one against outriders, it's a more expensive unit. It should win. You just don't give it a one-on-one. You're playing an 8 versus 7. Don't give it a one-on-one. And yeah, you might lose the Outriders, but if he loses his Sandstorms in the process, that's a miserable trade for Ghost.
Yeah, but um, I'm not sure it's so easy to kill this unit because uh, Ghost can use Peters once per game to control the crown, and then this unit is actually quite tanky until Alex claims the Water Gardens.
I
And
was going to say
if
until
you
we get like the best opening play you can possibly imagine.
and if you claim the Water Gardens, then the horses are open for Ghost, right? So you can just move
So
away or
he
like.
he just doesn't zone replace, right? He just says you have to activate a combat unit.
mm, I'm not sure that's if in this scenario he would have taken the quickfire in round one, then swords, then
Hmm.
Alex claims the Water Gardens, and not replace. Can't Ghost just grab the second cunning ploy and like completely fuck over? If the
Yeah,
Outriders wouldn't at that point, I'm pretty sure they would die to the second quickfire. Um,
sure.
or like
I think
so. I'm
the the point I'm trying to make though is that I don't see a world in which, like we can see here, all of that is true. Everything you've said there is true. Because no resources were really expent by the Martell player in this situation, but in Ghost's world, he didn't really expend any major resource doing anything because the combo never happened. Nothing was used. That's still a problem in a round. But what we're going to see is we're going to see Ghost probably play more defensively now because he knows that guess what, Alex is going first next round. So they're going to jostle probably back. But unless Alex has a method of doing like serious pressure at the end of 2 into 3, we're just going to be in exactly the same position that we were in going into round 4
but
or going into
Alex
the
also
3-4.
burned the pass token from Ghost, right? So
Yes,
um,
yeah, that's the win. Ghost was very happy to use a resource.
and he's also getting another letters claim, so
Mhm.
he has quite a few more cards.
I hate the I really hate from balancing perspective and to some extent a gameplay perspective what Battle Plan has done to the game as a whole. Um, Being so omnipresent in like control lists gives those controller type factions the ability to almost always grab what they need, and the factions also have easy access to it. Also happen to generally have some pretty mediocre to pretty bad situational cards, which are worth throwing. Stand diplomacy. Come on. Um,
I can't tolerate this. Sand diplomacy haters.
I like stand diplomacy in the card, but you can't deny that the trigger, if you're at mid
Yes,
round,
yes, yes, of course.
yeah.
I actually think sand diplomacy is a pretty good card, but you need to draw it
So
in the right place or right
I
time.
agree. I completely agree. But yeah, I can understand why people don't use it. Also,
I think it's hard to play because you really need to think ahead of in the round, right? You need to understand every zone that's going to be taken and by whom. But
it's also worse than it used to be, right? In the sense of like it's now 4 tokens after the zone effect rather than tokens before and also turning off NCU abilities, which was insane.
yeah,
One of those changes which I'm not sure was actually good, but it is what it is. Um, I'd like to see Alex I'd like to see Alex play more aggressively this round.
Yeah. I
Um,
think he might just have the opportunity to now.
yeah.
Um,
But also,
and
he's got. Should we just really take a minute to appreciate that he's actually got a really favorable matchup in the Oberyn versus the June Vipers, with the June Vipers. The only unit the June Vipers feel comfortable facing off against is probably Oberyn.
yeah, they're gonna die, but they're gonna die very
Yeah,
slow, right? And you
yeah.
don't
Well,
really care
and they
that
might even
much
do
about
damage in the process.
them being poisoned as well. And
Yeah.
I think with this positioning, um, you relieve a lot of pressure from the center, which Alex can probably now just take with a march when he feels like
Hmm.
it. And Oberyn probably still needs to invest a march or a cunning ploy or something like that to even threaten the Vipers at all. Um, Now Alex is threatening a shot with the archers, and
Yep. And Swords is open.
Swords is
Mind you,
open,
Bags is open as a response, so
but
halving the damage. It's a front attack. 75%. If you use the vulnerable, 75% of your hits are turning into wounds, roughly speaking. You'll heal that up. You're probably looking about. I mean, it depends if the fail panic, but it's unlikely to fail. So you're probably talking like a net of something like 2 wounds after Swords Bags combo. You
no,
then
but
also get to
uh,
heal one when you activate
uh,
on Oberyn.
um, Alex has the only NCU left, right? So um,
Oh shit! Yeah, sorry. Yeah,
if
sorry,
you
that's my fault.
and now Alex spends a Varus token on the Stormcrow Dervishes as well, trying to add more pressure. 2 wounds. Um,
So he
and
took swords on. Yeah. So Ghost took swords.
yes, to block the shot.
Yeah. So this is the point. Like he wanted to block the shot with swords rather than just take the hit and then take bags as a response.
Yeah.
I actually think I'd have taken bags though.
Hmm.
I don't.
You could have activated Oberyn, so you
Yeah,
the archers don't get
you heal one
rerolls
for the
instead.
activation.
Um, so we do see unexpected exhaustion coming out onto the archers, which will make this attack uh, very
A
mediocre.
lot. Yeah.
Um,
See, if you've got unexpected exhaustion, surely you just leave swords open. Maybe.
no, but if you
Maybe
leave
not.
swords open, then the attack actually hurts, right?
Yeah. But you know the second one's not going to. I guess is the thing. Did he only hit with one? Rip. That is a terrible dice roll.
It's not that bad, honestly. The um, I think hitting on 4s with rerolls and a weakened token. You're the free fall player, you should know.
I didn't realize the unit was weakened. I didn't see the weakened.
It's
Yeah.
because unexpected exhaustion, right?
Yeah, because he's attacking Oberyn. Yeah, yeah.
Um, and I'm guessing we see Ghost drop. Wait, rising temperatures and unbent unbroken for a cunning ploy. Oof, that's expensive. Um, to march with Oberyn.
He's going to march forward with Oberyn. This is why?
This is
Is he
crazy.
hoping to try and? Is he really hoping to try and kill
The Dune Vipers.
these June Vipers in an attack now, followed by like an early attack next round?
Something that's kind of funny is now that Oberyn is on full ranks, you might actually don't mind that as much because Dune Tactics now works, which would put Oberyn on four attack dice, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, and if Oberyn
Also,
wants,
there's a bag's response, so he almost has to poison this unit, otherwise all of the damage being done is going to be healed up.
yeah, um, there's the threaten.
Yeah, yeah. Do you, this is where, when I said to you before about the way that Ghost plays,
Mm-hmm.
I don't play Martell a lot, but I cannot, in good conscience, believe that this should work because what you're saying is I'm going to have one unit. I'm just going to have these isolated fights where I win with no support. And I just don't like this Oberyn unit is facing 2 units against one, and the closest thing to it is probably about, what, 20 inches away? I can't get behind that being a good idea. Especially with both cunning ploys now used?
Yes,
Or is it just the one? Yeah.
both cunning ploys are used, and um, not sure I like this bag's take here, honestly. I think that's prematurely.
Yeah, I don't really know why.
You can just wait and see if Oberyn wants to poison you here. Hmm.
Why has Oberyn activated?
Um, because Oberyn wants to charge the Dune Vipers now.
Oh, he's just activated.
Yeah.
He also wouldn't heal one, so because of Doran.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, so taking the bags was academic.
Now, do we see the Dune Tactics? Nope.
There's
No
no
Dune
double token from it, but no Dune tactics.
It's actually kind of annoying, right? It feels like now this attack actually might do some damage.
Yeah, and you took bags. Well,
4 hits.
4 hits.
Yeah,
I forgot they got rid of Counter Strike, didn't they?
I can't remember now. Do they have gang up, right? They don't have Counter Strike anymore.
Gang up, disrupt. They got rid of the Counter Strike.
Yes. So poison is applied.
He did 3 wounds.
And a retreat.
Yeah. And he's probably going to back off to the right hand side.
Outside of the archer range.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, towards the board edge. And this is where I said about earlier on, playing with the angles a little bit more. It's very hard for that archer unit to now get a shot onto Oberyn.
Is it? Feels like with a
it
tactical reposition.
Is if he,
and
yeah, so it is if he angles correctly. But he could, yeah, I mean, he could use tac repo, but it's a tac repo used there and not elsewhere. I think Alex would rather use the tac repo on this other side of the board.
And this is illegal.
That's off the edge. Yeah, you have to keep going. Yeah, I mean that's better for you anyway because it's further away.
Oof.
But you see what I mean? Going back to what I said about Oberyn being alone. Look how far Oberyn is from anything help-wise. He's now basically 24 inches from any help if he goes towards that board edge.
Yeah, and the skirmisher unit here is already activated as well, so
yeah.
And both
one could get there quick.
Yeah.
I'm just not a massive fan of this strategy, but it might work. Right? He's challenging the only unit that Alex currently has scoring points. To pressure on that side of the game.
It just feels like if this whole unit can open swords next round, Oberyn might just die.
Yeah.
One shot.
Potentially, well, even if it's not, it puts him in a position where he will die next.
Yes. And Alex still has 3 cards in hand. I think he might have used battle plan because he has a discarded superior positioning and a discarded central. I didn't uh, catch it earlier. Um, yeah.
I feel like Alex is in a better position than Ghost.
Yes.
I also feel that Ghost could just attack the Doom Vipers and kill them accidentally in the next round. Um, I'm surprised that Alex didn't pivot his Doom Vipers a little bit more.
He can't because then he'll put it off the objective. That's the big issue.
Oh, right, okay. I
Um,
didn't realise it was only just on.
and the middle objective is not enticing enough for Alex. It seems.
1-all. Position outside of long ranges, keep the damage low. I mean, to be fair though, like
That's usual Martell playstyle, right? They usually want to do that, but feel
to
like
be fair,
in
like Alex doesn't need to do anything right now because he's winning on the flank where he can kill his enemy's commander, which is the only comeback VPs realistically that is available.
Mhm.
You know, sure, there's normal VPs that could be scored, but there's no VP burst if the enemy commander's dead.
Yes.
And he's in a position where he can.
There's,
It's looking favourable for him to win
we
that
didn't
fight.
talk about it, but yeah, the tactical repo shift from the spearmen onto the archers, and
Archers happens, yeah.
Oberyn is on 9. If a panic test is failed, he might die. And
What? It's 1 in 6. 1 in 6 to fail a 5-up.
it's rare, yes, but
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a lot of things need to go right for Alex, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
he can just open with Ilaria on swords, and Rising Temps is on Oberyn, so he can't even
Can't you?
unbound. Yes.
There's. I agree. Like, Alex has given himself a 1 in 6 to kill this unit. Most likely, it's obviously less than that, but like, because he's got to do the hits and stuff. But like, putting yourself in a position where you've got a 1 in 6 chance of killing your opponent's commander and going a unit up in a game where you've already got 2 units more, or a unit more, and
Yeah.
past tokens have been used. Like, this feels like a safe set of plays that can generate some good leverage for Alex for the rest of the game.
Yep. And on his other flank, I feel like the 2 Sand Skirmisher units don't.
They're not doing anything.
Yeah.
Like,
And now that
he's got
now that Ghost doesn't have any pass tokens anymore, I
the
feel
game
like
just got harder
Alex
for him.
can just walk up way easier, way more comfortably, right? Because
Yeah,
he knows he can always at least touch or shoot at a unit that aggressors against him.
the simple way that I'd evaluate this, if I was looking at this board state without knowing what has happened and just looking at where units are and some other information that we can clearly see on the board, Alex has used basically no resources, and Alex is in a favourable position on the board, and Ghost has used tons of resources and is not in a favourable position on the board.
Yeah.
I don't really know. Especially with Battle Plan, I don't know what Ghost is doing, spending all of this. Like, look how many cards he's used.
I mean, he's used Rising Temps and Landau for a battle plan, right? You
He's used 9 cards. He's used basically half of his deck already going into round 3.
Yeah.
And he's got
But
nothing to show.
at least he drew sand diplomacy, so yeah, the swords opener is just
Yeah.
a little bit less enticing, but
He's still good.
you probably still
I think
want to
1/6 shots are good.
but there's a problem because intercept orders exist as well, right? So
Yeah.
Alex just goes for the slower play, gets his order token on the run, draws one card.
Hmm.
And let's see what else. One wound on Oberon. And a weakened token on the Sands Skirmishers on the very far side, so Ghost sees his only opportunity and tries to kill the Dune Vipers. Let's see. Again, no Dune tactics. So 4 hits again. Two wounds and the vulnerable is not spent. No, vulnerable is spent. 2 more wounds. Hmm. And Oberyn runs away as fast as he can.
Oh, yeah, I do apologise. I had to make an emergency trip. Yeah, so Oberyn does some damage, retreats out, and we end up in again a very neutral game state again. I think I'll be honest with you. I really would have liked Alex to have taken Swords anyway.
Oof. I think with a Peter on Crowns, it's too risky to.
I don't think it is. Surely you set your other archer unit up to shoot the Sandscums in the top on the left hand side.
Yeah, but they have.
Oh, look! He's just taking swords. He's declaring an attack, and now his opponent might play intercept orders.
Nope.
He didn't.
I mean now he has.
So now he just got a resource that he doesn't have anyway. Like if you'd just taken swords.
No, that's different because back then Ghost controlled the crowns. Right now Alex has the Water Gardens, so he actually can send the vulnerable token. And that's not a great attack. Oof.
Why did? Oh, he passed them out. Yeah. Dauntless. So many attachments. Remember the day when I went attachments? I remember.
The day, yeah, I think there was only one day where attachments went.
everywhere all the time, all at once.
Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, I'm not sure I like how this worked out, honestly. It's like, um, I had to try and risk something.
I don't know. I just Alex has got to come in now, right? Surely, Ghost has got to come in. Ghost has got to come into this no man's land and start making something happen.
Only 4 hits from the archers. They're not proving their worth.
No. Stunner will spend immediately, kill 4. That's the panicky one.
It does feel like Alex is hoping for a little bit more. Damage.
Yes, which let's be real, like you might expect a little bit more, but Ghost armor saves haven't been amazing on a 4+. Yeah, and I know you're like vulnerables and stuff, but like he's also no panic modifiers with a unit of Dauntless. Like he's shooting something that if you're gonna shoot anything, Ghost is least bothered about you shooting that unit in particular.
Yeah, that's true.
And so it feels like he's just kind of going, well, it's free damage, I might as well take it. And normally I would say that's not good enough. But I don't really know what Ghost's plan here is.
And he probably wants to finish off this unit here.
You mean the Dune Vipers?
The Dune Vipers, yes.
I'd have thought so.
Ooh, I think this horse take is actually terrible from Ghost, because with a Varus token, I think now this Skyreach Bowman unit can get into range of Oberyn again. I think this was kind of a thing Alex was hoping for. Otherwise, if you try and move the Bowman unit with the horses and get intercept orders, then these can't shoot again this round, right? But with a Varus token, you can make sure. And yeah, he spends it, and I think now you just have to go activate and shoot, right? 6.
A bit better. 3. Vulnerable. 2 more. Well,
Nope.
no
Wow.
more. Oh well. It's not
The
unreasonable. Pass the
yeah,
panic.
but he's. I think 3 wounds is actually. You wanna guess how likely is 3 wounds or fewer on this attack?
So 3 wounds or fewer, if I was to guess, is probably about 30%, give or take. Maybe it's
It's, I
five
think
here or there.
it's more like 15%.
Fair enough.
According to the calculator, it's hard to tell because the calculator doesn't. I can tell you 3 wounds is pretty much exactly 10%, and then 2 wounds is like not 2.5%, 3%, and
Yeah.
1 wound is very unrealistic.
Yes.
Um,
So it's probably closer to 15, as you say.
yeah. And oh,
But again, like four wounds is probably not.
4 wounds is already below
Like,
average.
yeah, but 4 wounds is probably only just below average, right? It's probably like 20 or 30% itself.
Yeah.
So
Hey, but if
it's
we
like,
say, I always like to use this metric. If I got as lucky as I got unlucky,
mhm.
then he would have dealt like 7 wounds instead of 3. And I think this is
It gets a bit difficult with the problem there is it gets a bit difficult on the high end because of panic checks mostly is what's causing the damage at the higher numbers.
yeah.
A failed panic check adding extra damage, and when you calculate for that, um, it's not. I'm not saying it's changing the maths or anything like that, but it's very panic checks are very binary, right? You can do 1 wound and then they fail the panic check and do 4 wounds.
Yeah.
um, and that's arguably a problem with the panic mechanic in Song and always has been. Is it's a very all or nothing mechanic, um, and that's not a problem when it comes to the maths, but it always makes outcomes look a bit different or a bit extreme. Um,
Mm.
I do think here though we see what I think what's noticeable. I was going to say here is the game has slowed down massively, which is good because this is probably the point in the game where they want to think more.
Yeah.
Um, but this is also kind of where I'm thinking, well, you need to think more because you are at risk of losing the game if you don't. But you also need to have a game plan to get out of this situation if you're Ghost, because I don't think the board position favors your where you are at the moment. And we see this is the closest we've seen to him actually being aggressive into the archers. Let me see rising temperatures down.
So 3 hits.
Wounds.
Fair 41. Probably see bad and then
Bad.
So Alex
No
is
problems.
really hoping for an intercept orders next round. So otherwise this unit will just take off all the cards.
Yep, take off all the cards. He may already have it in hand, of course. He takes off all the cards and probably kills you, or at least has a good shot at killing you.
Another. What do you think?
Actually, there's a small thing here. Alex is actually safer than it looks without the intercept.
Because he can also shift back, yes, with
No.
attack people.
That wasn't what I was going to say, although that is obviously safer. It was actually the fact that you can't use scout openings.
Why?
Rising temperatures, right? Stop using others.
No, it doesn't. That would be crazy.
I thought it did. I thought it did for some reason. Don't know why. Until I not played the game in like 10 minutes. Maybe it should.
Yeah. Rising temperatures stopping orders. Yeah, buff rising temperatures. I think they should. hire you for the design team.
Oh, yeah. No, I genuinely thought it did there for some reason. Don't know why I did. That would not be a good thing for the game.
I'm wondering what's the plan here for Alex though. Is he gonna walk onto the center now with Oberon?
It's going to be very hard for him to walk onto the center because I don't think he's got the movement to, right? He'd have to use the shift as well.
Mm-hmm.
And he used that at the start of the round, right?
I think
Was
that
it this round or was it last? Was it
might have
last
been
round?
it must have been last round, right? I
Yeah,
think
it
he
must
now
have
used the shift to shift back with his bowman before
Yeah.
getting shot anyways. Can he do it? I'm sure he will have measured it,
I don't think he can.
but he can.
Just looking at the 5
Yeah.
inches, the angle where you'd have to be to control the objective, I think would make it so you couldn't angle for the palisade as well.
Hmm.
I don't hate
Why
this
this
from
much?
Alex.
But this
I don't
skirmisher
hate
unit
it.
isn't activated yet, right? So he's
Because
going to
it's-
take a shot.
I'm guessing he's got unexpected.
Yeah, true.
This is what I
Yeah,
mean. This is
yeah.
unexpected in hand.
And
he
he might
wants-
just say, okay, if you shoot Oberon, then my staff outriders will charge you as well.
Yes.
Negating the damage.
Probably negating the majority of the damage, yeah. And
And you want to charge with the outriders last, because I mean, you probably won't contest the objective, but then you're engaged.
it would have been nice to see Alex use his cavalry this game as cavalry. There was a genuine moment, and I didn't mention it, but like, I thought Alex could have shifted his outriders across the board to come up to the middle, and then they could shot out and potentially even sniped over him after the poison was used. But I don't know whether or not, like, at the moment this is just an infantry unit that's projecting a 12-inch flat range short, but it's just infantry units not using cav maneuvers. But again, like, it's very hard because it doesn't mean what they've done is wrong. It's just how different players play a strategy.
Something I've been thinking of just now is that Ghost, at the start of the round, he has 3 cards, right? And he plays 1 for Sand Diplomacy, and he uses Peter Baelish on the crown. So he probably doesn't have. He probably does have intercept orders.
So he's intercept, right?
So something I thought about was maybe you just risk him having unexpected exhaustion, which he played 1 card already. So it's not that likely that his last card is that card, right? And activate the bowman and shoot Oberon as the first action. What do you think of that? So that would be the most aggressive route.
Yeah, that pains my sensibilities of like how you should play some. However, I actually do think that was probably a good option. If I've learned anything from playing any of Season 6, it's that the tactics board is still powerful, but actually you spend most of your time debating with yourself, mostly, whether or not you should actually not take a tactics board at all, and you should in fact make an attack action with the unit. I do actually think that is people open rounds with attacks way more in Season 6 for good effect than in probably any other previous patch we've seen. So, yeah, I actually agree with you. That probably was a passable play of like actually being a good idea. And that in itself feels very odd to say, but yeah, it would have been a consideration, sure.
No, let's see the outriders do the thing. No, running term, that's too bad.
Not right? Yeah.
Yes. They're weakened as well, so not a lot of damage is going to happen here.
Probably not hugely.
Mm. And it's a charge on a 2+. Let's see, closer. Yes, it's going to be a 2+.
Ridiculous. Isn't this we play what's it called? Superior positioning?
Nope, he rolled a 1 anyways. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
That's why you should play superior. Get a free one. Yeah, I mean,
I mean, they were already vulnerable.
yeah, I know.
Now this it's bad.
I mean, he set himself up for a 1 in 6 and didn't take it, and then he's just taken 1 in 6 the other way around and missed it. Yeah. Can be like that.
No, right. Round 4. Um,
We played half the game in terms of the number of activations that we're going to see and in terms of the number of total things seen on the board. How many cards has Alex played? Like, what, 6?
I mean,
3,
most of them are on
4,
board,
5,
right?
6, 7, 8. He's played 8 cards. And how
8
many of those
cards.
played? What, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Those
7,
has
8,
discarded a
9,
lot
10,
more.
11,
I'll tell
12.
you that.
Yeah, 12 versus 8. So, yeah,
Um,
play a full deck between them.
so here
Baelish,
comes the
take
Baelish
Crown's
crowns.
Swords.
But why? Then you don't even take off the. Yeah. Yeah.
Seems like
He did remember that that's not how rising temperatures works. You have to actually claim the swords to do it. So might as well do it with Ilaria. And he removes the weekend targeting this unit, and there's the intercept orders. We predicted. Now you do
Yep.
3, and he gets it. So Scout opening was used, by the way, on this center unit here.
It was used on Area Hotel.
Yes, predictably. I think so. Oof, only 3 hits. Wait, no. He's weakened as well. Still gets 3 hits.
Still hits.
It's hard to tell he's even shooting. It's probably Outriders.
The Outriders are harder to heal
Yes.
because they can heal themselves. So that would make more sense.
And does Alex use the last Varus token? I would think yes, because this unit is not now in danger of getting killed.
I would instinctively say he shouldn't. Just because
Don't
having
you
the
do it on
tokens
this
more
unit
powerful
and
using it.
3 hits with the vulnerable, and then when you shoot them, it's another
Vulnerable.
vulnerable.
So you're talking about like going for this, taking 3 hits, then open swords. Oh, sorry, then activating the unit straight away. Shoot. There he goes to the hits. 1 might as well spend vulnerable anyway.
Yeah,
if
you
you're going
have
to shoot them.
the Fota, my target as well, so
Yeah, like, if he's planning to shoot that unit, he should spend vulnerable.
I think you should spend a vulnerable anyways. In any case.
Probably.
And
I can't imagine why you wouldn't. There's no vulnerable synergy here that would matter unless, yeah, there's no vulnerable synergy here that's going to happen between these interactions. So.
Oof. Ruinish Vengeance on the Bowman. I think we're gonna see Doran take water guns again. So he does opt for the slow play, which I don't necessarily hate. But it also feels like Ghost now has the chance to like even up the activations. For example, if he kills the Spearman here, or
I'll be honest with you, I don't like this purely because I feel like I think it plays away from what he's trying to do with his game. That's his game plan, right? He was playing slowly, and then he dove in at the end of a round where his opponent was going first, implying that he wanted to speed up the tempo of the game and put pressure on the opponent. And he's then proceeded to not really put any pressure on. Like there's a real, I think we can talk about this very real chance between Quickfire and everything else that he could obliterate Oberyn, he could obliterate the Outriders, and he can be potentially even killing the Dune Vipers this round. And I don't feel that those odds are horrifically bad for him to do so. I'm not saying good either, but
yeah,
the game has become quite messy. And in a messy game,
Sand Skirmishers, I think.
Sand Skirmishers are just one of the damage output units. Because they always get to choose the target they want to shoot, basically. Whereas that's not true with melee infantry and melee. I should probably note that this is a real point to mention that your custom scenario event is currently ongoing. And I saw a really funny comment the other day. Someone saying that Sandstorms didn't do anything in the game because people changed the zones. And when we did testing of some early versions of game modes that we would potentially use, the thing that we noted was that Sandstorms just almost didn't care.
Yeah,
And
yeah. Sand skirmishes, they just play their own game.
yeah,
They
so for someone to say, "Oh, but Sandscomes didn't do anything," I'm like, wow, that is not the experience I have had playing these scenarios. But you
um,
know what? Each to their own, and if that's the way the game played out, that's the way it played out. So good strategy, and I hated it when that was a good strategy. I like mixed forces. I like the idea of having uniqueness. And while we don't see some warts in this, I don't feel that this list is unique or even particularly clever from Ghost. Which is not an indictment of him as a player, obviously. It's just
that's the way Martell works right now. And
yeah,
I feel
yeah,
like
exactly.
this, yeah, I've said it before, but the problem with Martell is really the attachment points. I feel like limit a lot of the support pieces they want to play normally.
Well,
And
Outriders feels had to take.
yes,
Outriders were a shining star in previous Martell.
and
Like just
and in
doing.
the Skyrish moment, you don't feel great in having any of the available attachments.
Well, you see Alex with his, and what's he using it for? Well, basically, he's just spamming weaker tokens
Yeah, but
because like that is genuinely some of the best points you can spend on those archers.
ooh, finally a good hit. And
Mm-hmm.
now -2 sold.
Oh, what's underneath?
What's underneath?
Lift it off. Lift it off.
Okay.
Class.
It's
Oh,
not
there's six on the round.
it
In the final
unbends
round, please.
touch, so
I genuinely thought they were five. I forgot they weren't five round.
that's a big turn, I feel like, for Alex. Because this
But
unit could have dangerously
like,
threatened his over unit as well.
this
And
is exactly what we started talking about,
yeah.
right? If he just starts blasting, and then like both players,
So eventually he's gonna get a lucky dice roll, yes.
yeah, exactly. Eventually, you will start killing things.
Oberyn's gonna use Sunring.
So,
Does Alex play anything on the
hoping
activation?
for the kill here, then. I mean, there is a
Alex
real
has Doom
opportunity where it's
Tactics.
that.
Yeah, let's say Alex has Doom Tactics.
Yep.
He's gonna be on 4 wounds, right?
Yep.
And 4 dice on. Oof. So might just be 2 points back for Ghost.
Yeah, this kill with Oberyn is a good way of him getting back into the game immediately. The scary thing about this kill, I really don't like this position from Oberyn's. I really would have loved him to go 50% the other way.
Oh, 3 hits.
Yeah. And a vulnerable.
He
He
has
takes
to-
2. I spend a vulnerable.
Yeah, you have.
Sundering. Yeah, he does. Nearly. So it's 2 points. And the reason I personally here would have really preferred the other positioning on Oberyn with his alignment is he could have just been in the flank of Verio Hotar, and you are talking like way, way deeper into the field. And you are talking like prime. My commander is just going to kill the rest of your army.
Yes. Ooh, that was an important kill.
Yep.
And the Dune tactic
actually-
might have made a difference. The Dune
I would
tactic
argue
might
that
have made a difference.
I would argue that is probably like, dare I say it? We talked about like taking these options to shoot. We talked about doing a lot of the top of this round. At the moment, we've kind of seen, at least in my opinion, an almost forced set of plays where someone makes a decision to do something, and the response from the other player is almost forced into being something else. There's nothing wrong with that, but both players put themselves in a position now where they're almost forced to have to make these decisions. Otherwise, they're going to be further and further behind in the position on board. 2v-Ds from a kill from a commander is actually quite big to come back from, but not insurmountable.
So there's some cheating going on. You cannot get this unit.
Ah, yes.
Alex.
A little bit of cheating.
They might have noticed it. Nope.
Yeah.
It's looking like Ghost hovers out over the card, but no. No. Alex starts blasting these skirmishers.
Yeah.
And I think again this might just this is a good attack then oh my
Boom. Headshot.
7 wounds.
Some wounds, no,
on,
some
the
hits.
table, on the table. 7 wounds on the table. Right, only 4.
Protection.
That's
4 dead. That's fine. Respectable.
Mm,
Nah, passed.
yes, so 3. But only 2
That's
ranks now.
kill low.
Only 2
Yeah.
ranks now.
A lot less damage, and more importantly, very killable by nearly any unit.
Yep.
And I'll be honest with you, the rising temperatures on Outriders feels like a good play in terms of like lowering the damage output, right?
Mm.
Except it doesn't actually lower the damage output that much.
Because of crit blow.
Because of crit blow.
Yeah.
Like, without a weaken token, it's not actually as good as you think. So people understand maths on this a little bit. If you hit on 4s, then 50% of your hits So 50% of your dice hits. If you have crit blow, then a third of your hits will generate an extra hit. So that's 1/6 of the total dice throw, which makes sense. It's 1/6. But if you, the same logic applies. It's 1/6 the dice throw for crit blow in terms of how many hits you generate from crit blow. But the maths on your re-rolls now changes because if you roll on fives, you hit with 2/3, sorry, 1/3, and half of those is hits, but then the re-roll is actually more likely to generate just as many, if not more, hits in general. So weaken tokens is better against of the 5+. Outrider re-rolls is basically just as good as sitting on 4s anyway. So and is extremely bad when you consider, like, you don't use the -1 to hit on something like poor fellows, right? Who are probably fishing for crits anyway, fishing for precision anyway.
Oof.
Is he slamming? He's slamming in. He's activating the Outriders.
Yeah.
He's going to slam.
Yeah.
This is good because you get
Yeah.
to heal up Oberyn a bit more.
And you also
Superior?
Dune Tactics.
Or was that June? June.
You kind
Oh,
of
well.
block them from if the sand skirmish is now. Oh no, wait, no. Maybe not. Maybe I'm stupid. I thought something was happening there, but definitely didn't.
Something happening in this game. That's a bad joke.
Oh, so 5 hits.
Splat.
And yeah, that's what we are talking about.
Only 2 though, which is only going to net 1 if assuming the pass panic here. Yeah. Fell for fucking Dauntless being and everything. I tell you that.
Yeah, everyone plays with Dauntless and Sentinel and Battle Plan.
It's almost like your decisions on all these attachments are really cool and interesting. Right? Right?
Yep. Another good thing for Alex though is that he gets to open with Oberyn being engaged, right? And
yes,
he might
which is insane. Because 2 points back.
Yeah.
What cards did he take? Did he take Max Dice and Weakened?
Vicious and Weakened.
Vicious and Weakened.
Yeah.
I knew one of them was Weakened just by the pure amount of text on the card.
There's a second unexpected exhaustion.
Okay.
So these hand skirmishers
hit like wet squibs.
Yeah.
Damp squibs even. Yeah, 2. Well, one and a hit. Yeah.
Ooh, it's going down to the wire though, because Alex is down on victory points, but basically I think Alex needs to kill these 2 units to win the game, right?
If he kills those 2 units, he wins the game. Yep.
Yes. What's his last NCU? Lord Varys. So no taking off of the weakened token, and it seems like he's going for a vicious attack into Hota's unit. What? I don't understand why the... He just took away unexpected exhaustion after he just played it, right? On this unit.
Pass that one.
Not the best attack.
Not really.
Does the poison come out? I would assume so.
Hope so. He's not going to use it at any time in this game. You might as well use it now.
Yes. custom wound onto Oberyn with. So 5-3. One sand skirmisher is dangerously close to dying. The other sand skirmisher isn't. So feels like if you open swords and attack the wounded sand skirmishers, then the healthy sand skirmishers might just finish off the outriders anyways. And it's quite. What happens then is the question.
So, I think I'd like to see Ghost. Let's talk about Ghost options. I'd like to see Ghost come in and kill Area Hotar. I think Ghost getting that kill takes him 7-3 up, which means that there's a 4-point differential. If both of these units die on the left-hand side, that's 3 points with 1 for the objective, which I assume Alex will take. So it would even the game up this round if everything went, like he killed that unit and everything else went badly for him, which is me assuming that he invests everything into the Oberyn bush and ignores the 60 times skirmishers dying. I think there's a real chance he can probably kill the enemy Outriders. Yes. I would probably genuinely go for a shot at the Outriders early on in the round, kill them, and if he kills that Outrider unit, I think Alex is going to really struggle to gain victory points fast enough, because he can kill the Outriders and then invest killing the Area Hotar.
Great tech from this one though.
Yeah, that's 7.
Like, right? Alex hasn't played any Dune tactics yet, right? So
I would expect... because precision.
Yeah.
He's...
Yeah. I would expect... Why did he use the vulnerable?
Because it was 2 hits, 2 fails.
Yeah, but he has unexpected exhaustion on...
Yeah. When... Yeah, he gets the pass. Not the reroll.
So, right. Yeah, I would expect Alex to have Dune tactics, right? So... I'm not sure you can actually kill the bowman very easily.
No, it's gonna be hard.
I guess he did it because of Ilaria. I thought Ilaria might just take the thingy off. Yeah, that makes sense.
If you've got June tactics as Alex now.
Yeah, you probably want to be charged.
Yeah, hear me out on this. This is kind of insane. You get charged in the flank, take what, maximum 7 wounds. You're on 9. You're 2 health left. You need to take crowns or block or take bags to heal because of the rising vengeance. It's procced on them.
Yeah.
So you need to do some kind of shenanigans with the board over there. But genuinely, if he bounces off on Oberyn, you turn your back to Oberyn and march 12 away.
Could you just? You might march onto the center of it, right?
I don't think he can. He might be able to march and pivot over it. He might be able to. But I think he runs the risk of then just throwing himself over to where the enemy units are that could kill him.
Couldn't he also like get in range of the shift?
Yes.
So.
Wait, okay.
Blocks
he's got options.
Interesting. I kind of like the risky play more. The risky play of like baiting the charge and then surviving.
Yeah.
And then because I think you want to block the bags anyway, because if these sand skirmishers on the left side get the bags, it's like killing
the bad times. Yeah.
Yeah. The other option actually could be to just activate the bowman and try and kill him. That's the risky option.
Do it right now.
Go for the greedy value thing of charging with the outriders for no reason. Yeah.
Long time spent here again.
Yeah, I don't blame. I think this is actually pivotal, and I think there's the 2 most obvious parts to me are taking the bags and healing Hotar, or activating the bowman and trying to kill the sand skirmishers. I think trying to kill the sand skirmishers is very risky, but has a big upside if it works. Bags is more more safe, I guess. But
Yeah.
also, I think if Ghost gets to activate and take the crowns, he has Peter, right? So he doesn't even need to use the crowns. The Sand Skirmisher unit again becomes extremely tanky. So
Yes.
so you might actually be enticed to do the risky option now.
I feel like
it's
if you've
probably
got to
the
take a
last.
risk,
It's probably the last chance you have to kill it in one attack, right?
yes. I feel like if you've got a chance to take a risk, while it's a risk that's got positive outcomes for you, taking it earlier, where the negative downside is not that big, which I don't think negative downside is that big. Like, he's trying to kill a unit with the unit that he's probably going to have to try and kill it with anyway. You might as well take the risk now because it doesn't get better for him if the game continues.
But the problem is that if you fail to kill him, then you give him 3 wounds to your opponent as well, right? So.
Sure. But if he takes the bags, then the outriders might get to do it.
Yep.
Like,
and
so
he
if Frost
does do
risks
it.
onto
He
his
does do
weapon.
it.
Yeah. Like, I don't feel the
I
negative
don't hate
downside.
it. I think it's a good choice as well. When he gets 7 hit again. So.
Unlikely to kill, but probably do a lot.
Yeah. Ooh, and he kills him.
There's 6!
Yeah, that was lucky.
I mean,
Oof, yeah.
yeah.
But it is by far the biggest upside, right?
Yes. The downside was he would take back to heal anyway, or
Yeah.
you do literally 0 and he kills your outriders anyway.
Yeah.
Your odds of doing 0 are unlikely. Come on, you have rerolls and vulnerable token. Like,
Yeah.
you're probably going to be doing at least 3 to 4 wounds. That makes backs really appealing. Do we see the Sandskirmisher's horse retreat off, kill the outriders because they know they can't kill Obro? You can salvage VP over here by killing the outriders, even though they are weakened. And at least he gets out of this conundrum with points on the board.
No, I think now the calculations do settle in though that if you go for this move now, and even if you kill the outriders, I feel like Alex is gonna score these two left side objectives for the rest of the game, right? And
not both of them easily. That's actually the point. He can't do both of them easily this round.
I think with the maneuver and the shift from Oberyn,
He can get one of them.
no, yeah, true. The other unit is already activated.
Yeah.
If he kills
the outriders die,
yeah.
and specifically if he takes horses to do so, he has a second shot potentially. Now the outriders might just card out and kill him or whatever, but like if he takes horses to do so, it removes horses as a play from Alex.
Yeah, I think he needs to take horses, but yeah, because
But
the
yeah,
other
risky,
ones don't matter, right? You could also try and use the crowns, I guess, to snipe the outriders. But
Oh, come on. A 7 morale
yeah.
where you need max damage?
No, but
like,
you have a Runish Vengeance. Unbound would drop off because the
yeah, because he just died.
the
So,
like that, so yeah. No.
I'm still never putting my... If my route to win is a crowns out for max damage,
Yeah, no, you're not doing that.
I'm not putting much odds. Like, sometimes that can actually genuinely be a very good play, but... Yeah. Yeah, I'm not going to bet my house on that one, Leon.
Alright. Let's see it. He should kill him. He should. There's like...
He's weakened.
He's weakened and he only has 5 dice, but still, come on. Is there a way you can deny Oberyn from starting onto this point if you expect
Not if
Oberyn
he's
to
able to
kill you?
engage him.
Oh.
No, if he kills him, then there's no way you can stop him saying. Because he just replaces... The footprint just gets replaced at bare minimum.
What? I just saw some Oberyn commander card flying around here. What's the nice tool? But that's only triggers on activation, right?
Yeah.
we might also get this funny situation where the sand skirmishers die to the Manticore Venom, and then Alex doesn't gain the
Yeah, so you can remove it with the Laria. Yeah.
Ooh. Ooh, ooh,
So this
ooh.
is what I was talking about with it being really, really difficult. Because there's let's just point this out as well. He could
Alex has to
this isn't the
activate and
right
charge now, right?
Alex didn't
Because
pivot, right?
yeah, he forgot to pivot. But if this is the final movement, he has to activate and charge now.
Correct. Otherwise, he just maneuvers out of range,
Yeah.
out of arc, and he can't engage. Right, so he does actually go for the pivot. I assume. Yeah.
Yeah. The question is, do you even? You still need to do that because if the sand skirmishers just run away very far.
He should have pivoted before that attack damage was done,
Yeah.
but it is what it is.
Another thing is if you charge and don't kill Hota now, then the Skyreach Bowman in the center will definitely not control the center, right? Because
Correct.
Oberon will charge them and just stay engaged. So
Okay, I think
I
I'm
think
taking.
it's a difficult position.
I'm either taking bags and healing up my archers in the back, just making Oberyn really unlikely to kill them.
I mean, it's impossible anyway, right? Because
Not if there's no June tactics, right?
6, 9, yeah, true, yeah.
Like you're triple tokened as well, and you have Roynish, so if you're on
But
one wound, you
like,
might as well be dead at
how
that
many
point.
cards are there not Dune Tactics anyway? Like, okay, now he definitely he must have it. There's only one card.
He's only got one card in his deck.
Yeah, and he hasn't played one, and he hasn't discarded one.
So he has. So he could have not had it.
He has discarded one.
Right.
So
okay. So he has.
You still might not have it.
Yeah, but he can Aereo for it, right? He now has Dune Tactics if he wants it or not, which means that they're not killable. But I still. Letters isn't bad because the token alone, he goes to the weaken there. That's super sketch.
I would probably put a vulnerable token on the sand skirmishers, right?
100%, yeah. It's another wound when they activate, dropping them down to 4, meaning that they hit on 1 rank if he goes for any attacks. It neuters their ability to do any real significant damage. Yeah, I've 100% put the vulnerable out, makes them easier to kill, over even better into them.
Wait, has Alex played both Cunning Ploys actually? That's another question I would have. I think he didn't.
Oh. Yeah, both cunning. One there and one.
Wait, there, true.
There could have been one on a discard, but they're both out of the deck, which is all that really matters.
Yeah. So shooting Oberon with sand skirmishes. Honestly, I think I would run away with him. I would rather run away with him than shoot. Because you're not killing Oberon, right? You're never killing Oberon.
I much rather would have been him trying to shift onto the point to get points, because if on the off chance this attack does a lot of damage, and then Oberon hits like a damp squib through the forest. Yeah, so smack. Oh, you. Okay.
Ooh,
still smack.
Yeah, but this actually is bad for him, right? Because now, oh no, he already played both Dune Tactics, so yeah, he doesn't have Dune Tactics.
I'm not gonna lie to you, I think he's gonna die to Oberon here.
Yeah.
I think you can take bags if you want to. I take crowns. I take crowns with Doran just to block any shenanigans from Roynish Vengeance.
Yeah, and uh, these units can't heal anyway. One is poisoned and the other one has rising
He
tempo.
could remove the weaker token, right? He could remove the weaker token or vulnerable.
Yeah.
Either or would be good.
But I think like if we assume Alex has
I mean, he would have done for June surely at this
Yeah,
point, don't
yeah.
you? Like, he must.
I don't like. I think he could have moved onto the point with a tactical reposition. Like I don't understand this move, because now Owen will score twice from this point, right? So Alex needs to get 8 points. So
I just don't like
next
this
round
move because there was never a scenario in which those archers couldn't have ended up outside of charge range, pretty much, unless he stayed engaged with Oberyn.
Yeah.
I feel like if he stays engaged with Oberyn, then just retreating early on in the next round is fine.
Okay, but actually no. If we assume that Alex needs to either kill the sand skirmishers this round or kill them with Oberyn. Because then he can score 4 points, right? One, I'm assuming 2 objective points in the last round, and 2 points from either killing the sand skirmishers with Oberyn or like killing them and then charging onto the objective. Like this. Yeah. It might actually be funny because if, let's say, you do 4 wounds with the Oberyn attack in this round, then you cannot attack the sand skirmishers with Oberyn next round because before the attack they will become vulnerable and die to the poison, only granting you 1 victory point.
So it's worth noting at this rate, if Alex charges and kills the Sandstorms now, Alex is basically won the game. Because he goes 7 up, assuming that
because the
Ghost
round,
takes.
Yeah. But I think for Ghost to win, he can recognize if he survives this attack, then all he needs to do is stay on this objective point, and the archers would need to try and kill Oberyn. Which might actually be possible, right? But
No, because if Oberyn doesn't kill that unit now, right?
yes.
He has to find a way in which his sound skirmishers can die next round where Oberyn isn't killing them.
Yeah, but it's actually not. It depends on the wounds, right? Because Alex, actually it's fully in Alex's control. Basically, Alex needs to mess up, right?
He just needs to kill him with Oberyn. The only thing that matters is killing him with Oberyn.
Yes.
If he kills him with Oberyn,
If you don't kill him, if you accidentally kill him with a poison, for example,
yes.
then yeah, you're screwed.
Yes. But specifically, so he doesn't auto-wind here, right? Oh no, it's not activated. Is that an auto-wind?
I think the safest play for Alex is to just spend the vulnerable no matter what.
Yeah, I agree. Actually spend it regardless of whether or not he needs to spend it.
Yes.
Spend it and reroll 0 dice. Oh, we'll spend it and reroll more anyway.
Yeah. Actually, now is the
Surely he spends this.
or the sand skirmishers die to the panic test.
They take 2 wounds from the panic test, he activates them next round, they die from the panic, and then
That's the worst case scenario. He needs to spend it.
And he loses the game.
Yeah.
So he should spend the vulnerable here, regardless.
Yeah, and he does.
He has 0 more wounds because of the forest game with +1.
Yeah. No.
And he fails for 2!
That would have been amazing.
It would have been fucking amazing if he didn't spend that vulnerable. I mean, it was objectively the right play.
Yeah.
But exactly the circumstance we were talking about cropped up. Oh, vindication.
Oof. But it's probably gonna be 8-8, and Alex wins with
What's
points.
Yeah.
Um,
Is there anything he can do here that kills his own unit?
oh, he starts the.
Yeah, he starts the round. Is there anything he can do to kill his own unit?
You could play sand diplomacy, and then.
Do you have sand diplomacy? There's only 1 card left.
That was an interesting. Play sand diplomacy and take on your own unit.
I wouldn't kill him though, because he becomes vulnerable, and then the second vulnerable is win. And at which point there's an activation between the two, and he just.
Also, Alex might just target only Oberyn, right?
Yeah.
Is that legal? But may target up to. So Alex wouldn't need to do anything.
Hang on, no.
No,
So he makes
if he activates now, he becomes vulnerable, right? So
yeah.
Then Oberyn cannot kill him anymore.
So he has
and then,
bags. Yeah,
and then
you would
Alex backs.
to remove the
Yes,
vulnerable.
yes. Come on, let's see it, please. That would have, like, come on. It has to be.
You don't get to see it often, but that would be incredible. Is Doran remove condition from a friendly unit or remove condition token?
from
one friendly.
one unit. No, remove one condition
Remove
from
one condition
one
from
unit.
one unit. So you've got Doran.
Place any one condition on any unit. Though.
Yes, you can't place. You couldn't place a condition token on a unit Doran.
Yeah. Ooh, but
I mean, he's not going to.
the problem here is if you activate. Oh my god. So Alex needs to take the horses in that case, right? Because otherwise the sense skirmishers run away too far.
It's not Alex's choice.
No, what we already decided that that Ghost needs to activate, right, to gain the vulnerable token.
Yeah.
And that means that Alex cannot charge the sand skirmishers this round, this turn, because they're vulnerable. And if he activates them, they don't become vulnerable from over-invincibility,
Can I
right?
just point out, this is absolutely hilarious.
No, okay, it doesn't actually work, damn it.
This is hilarious because this is all down to the fact that, like, game modes don't matter, right? Game modes don't matter until they do. And because it's a 1 point differential, because they've not tried to secure a larger margin of victory, they are now actually genuinely separated by 1 point that could be controlled by either of these two players. It is absolutely hilarious.
Yeah. Sad. I'm kind of sad that this doesn't work.
What, the Doran?
The placing condition tokens on your own unit.
Yeah,
Actually, what you could
because there's
do
no
is
reason there. If he takes bags to take the if he takes bags to take the vulnerable off, then horses just puts him out of charge range. If he takes horses to get
no,
closer,
but
then
actually
he can.
we misremembered the ability because Oberyn only makes units vulnerable that aren't activated, and if this
Yeah.
unit activates to gain the vulnerable, then it's already activated. So
Yeah.
there needs to be another way to become vulnerable, which I guess could be intercept orders if Alex makes a mistake, but that
I mean,
and
intercept order's not. No. Why would he place a vulnerable token?
yeah, yeah. I think there's no way to finagle it, sadly.
Yeah. This goes back to what we talked about previously, which is the Alex had to spend the vulnerable on that attack.
Yeah.
If he hadn't have done it, this would have been a legitimate play.
Yeah.
Of just
No, he
buying
would have
horses.
activated and died and lost the game and won the game, right?
Yeah.
Wait, oh no. What? What's Alex doing?
It's Ghost's turn, right?
Yeah. If he
He
plays
just benefits
unactivated,
exhaustion.
maybe there's a
What?
dispute if this counts as Oberyn having hit him.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's Manticore
But I
Venom.
mean, maybe players don't know.
Yeah. Would be an incredibly awkward way to end this game if that is the case.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. He tried to reroll. So used to rerolling with the skirmish, so just skirmish.
Yeah.
Oof, oi, oi, oi. So,
Yeah. I mean,
it comes down to this charge, right?
basically, yeah. He has to hit the charge. He can't make it any easier to hit the charge.
Yep.
And if he hits it, he wins the game. And if he doesn't
No,
hit
if he
it, he
hits it and kills him.
he's on one move charge in the flank, right?
No rerolls.
And Oberyn has precision. Surely Oberyn does. He's touching in the front. Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, sure. There's a chance he doesn't. Like,
Yeah, okay.
odds are that he kills him.
It's one wood.
Yeah, which is enough.
Honestly, I'm kind of sad that we didn't get this scenario where both players try to get vulnerable onto or off the unit, but not in ways you would expect.
Mini games and actually using interesting interactions. That's what I look for as a player of this game. I look for interesting routes of winning, interesting game strategies, interesting interactions with which you can utilize to get. And I'm not talking about a rules interaction per se, but being able to find ways of getting advantage using interesting interactions. um, from simple mechanics, and this is a really good example of one. And we were unfortunately, as you say, denied it, which is a shame. But I get why in this instance. That's one of the few things for me, as the seasons have gone on, has been removed from the game in a lot of instances. It feels so whenever you find a new time to see one, I always think it's really cool. But lo and behold, this game's over, right? Game's over, Alex wins.
I think they're going through.
Yeah. There is no possible way it can end up as not an Alex win. Which was what we thought would happen last round, kind of. And it nearly didn't. So
let's hope we can get to talk to both players.
I think Ghost made a real big mistake not trying to kill Alex unit. Like, we spoke about it, and I know we spoke about like Alex being in a safe spot, but Ghost not having that chance to, or not taking his chance to kill the archers in the middle. Yeah.
Hey. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
And that was a crazy nail biter there in the end. We were trying to figure out ways for Ghost to place a vulnerable token on his own unit to die to the poison. And did he tell you if he wanted to talk or if he didn't want to talk?
He said it's okay, I guess.
Oh, yep, he's just joined. Go to invite him to speak.
Yeah. Hello.
Hello. Damn, that was a very close game.
Yeah.
I was just telling Alex that we were basically figuring out in the last two rounds ways for you to place vulnerable tokens on your own units. So
yeah, I was thinking about that. I don't think I could. I didn't see how I was able to do it.
No, yeah. I think we also went through all the options and we thought we had an interesting way of figuring out, but yeah, Oberon's ability didn't work how we thought so.
When you
anyways,
get it over, we were even having this discussion. If you get it over the Viper's Fangs, it still
yes.
counts, right, as a kill because it has the melee symbol. That's what we were discussing even before.
No, that's
No, because it's unexpected is awesome. Sorry, it's
yes,
the Manticore Venom that does the wound.
yes.
So
Okay.
it would be not Oberyn's kill.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's go back to the start, I guess. We saw a lot of units standing nearly still. Um, um, so basically, until round 3, I think a lot of your armies just stood at the back. Can you walk me through why you did that? Why were you positioning in your deployment zone?
And I can
Are you
only-
talking to Alex or to
to
Alex?
either of you, really?
Either of you.
Okay, then Alex might start. That's
We're
you,
both
Ben.
Alex, so
That's
I
why
don't know.
Yes, that doesn't help.
that was exactly the bad joke.
Let's start with you, Alex, rather than Ghost.
Okay, so I did this because I knew he had a power turn like he has the first activation in the second round, and I was really afraid of tanking, like basically taking a double shot with Skirmisher. I knew he can make a cunning ploy play, so I wanted to stay out of that. I had my own cunning ploy to counterplay that a little bit, and I moved my Outrider back, who he I think was going for. And even before the game started, I thought a little bit what I want to do, and I thought it would be really neat if I can go second, but then he made his one side better, and I rethought, and I thought I really want this Werewolf tree because there's going to be a lot of shooting, and I need sometimes to get some panic damage through, I feel, and that's why I was very defensive in the first round, and yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. But if you're very defensive, surely surely Ghost would you would be more aggressive. Like I think your skirmishes are like very dangerous to Alex, right? So I thought maybe getting a couple more inches would have allowed you to pressure him better in the next round. Especially your opening march with the high Hermit Sentinel. That's something that we thought maybe you could have gotten a little more space. I
Well,
don't know
maybe, but that was my backup if he started with the Water Gardens, which I thought maybe he would do, which he did. So I wanted to reposition myself. So that was my pass token in a sense, to reshuffle my units around.
All right, so then you spent pretty much a lot of resources. We felt like you spent a lot of resources in the first few rounds, especially the pass tokens, and you spent a lot of cards. So we felt like Alex had a little bit of an advantage going into the middle game, but I think you managed to claw it back.
Yeah.
I don't know how did you feel like the game progressed for you after a slow start?
Well, I was pretty happy with being able to kill something with Oberyn, the Vipers. But the breaking point was when he was able to kill Edric Dane's unit with a shot when I was 6 wounds left, and he killed me with a shot from the archers. That was my breaking point. I knew that I was in big trouble at that point. So I didn't need to be very offensive on that side because I was controlling the objective. But when he dealt me 6 wounds right away, that's when it broke for me.
Yeah. And Alex, I think you set up a lot for this archer shot into Oberon, which didn't end up happening
Yeah,
because of the sand diplomacy and the threat of intercept orders coming out.
yeah.
Um,
I was trying to set up both archers in a way that they could choose to play around intercept orders, but
Mhm.
then he rolled a 6 on a retreat with Oberon, which put him out of range, which kind of fucked up my plans a little bit. And actually, this was a very good use of sand diplomacy, and I had to basically take water gardens then, and I had to poison some other zone that I can either get swords or water gardens. And I felt I felt good after the first round because he wasted some resources or like used some resources up, and I didn't take damage. And I was happy to let pass tokens go, but the Oberon thing went. I think it's okay for me to take it on the Dune Vipers, the poison. I just thought I could do some counter damage somewhere else, which I think I did not really. My shots in that round with the archers did not really do much. I got more lucky later on. So I was then a little bit in a bad spot. Also, my charge on the Outriders failed in that moment, and yeah, that's
Yeah.
would have liked to have those sand skirmishers at least engaged and heal a little bit.
Although those Outriders, I shouldn't have made them re-roll the dice. They made the
Yeah.
difference.
The classic crit blow problem, yes.
Mhm.
Mickey was actually cheering you on to go for the swords opening anyways. Just take the sand diplomacy and the intercept orders.
Yeah.
Like something I only recognized later after the round was basically already over is that with Ghost basically telegraphing playing one card from his hand and telegraphing his other with a Peter once per game.
Mm.
I thought maybe it would have been an option to risk it and just activate the archers.
Mhm.
I don't know.
Yeah,
if
that was also an option, but I wasn't sure if I was even like it was a shot into I think 8 or 9 wounds or something.
yes.
With yeah, they were both on 9, I think, and
Yeah,
maybe
It
Aris was on
wasn't.
more, and Aris would have had the bags reroll, the crowns reroll as well.
yeah, and I thought like I just have to take water gardens, especially with the once per game for Peter. I had to. I
Yeah.
knew I could not. If I don't take water gardens now, he takes it, and he had also I think a lot of tokens to use. So I felt there was too much value on the zone in that moment.
Yeah. I mean, it all worked out for you in the end. Maybe not that round, but the next round.
Yeah.
I do like there was a lot of play between between taking the crowns and the water gardens.
Yeah.
I guess in the Martell mirror, there's always a lot of plays on the tactics board. Yeah, I don't think we touched on it so much, but I did appreciate the subtle games on the tactics board. Yeah. All right.
It's nice to see more zones matter.
Yes. Yes.
That's just, you know, we're seeing late horses and late sword zones, even late bags being left open because they're just not as impactful in the matchup. And I think that is, you know, in the given circumstances, and that is nice. I think crowns was still probably the most overlooked zone, and like you skipped it most of the time, but like it felt there were options with it. So yeah, it was nice to see. Do you think? I mean, we saw the game to go right to round 6, and we saw it basically being a very narrow game in the last couple of rounds. there was an opportunity for you, Ghost.
Mhm.
You ended up playing defensively, which I think you generally prefer. But there was an option where you just take the risk of running into the June tactics, to push Alex's archers effectively away from the game board. Do you think if you do you think you would have taken that in another day? Another day, you might have taken that shot at just trying to kill Alex's archers in the middle of the board with Oberon.
Well, knowing how the game ended, of course I would have taken that chances, but
Yeah.
but but end of round 5, I was thinking that maybe I could force him to go after Ario in a way that he would not be able to claim the objectives or not kill him with Oberon, but I was not able to charge block him. That's what I was trying to look at the beginning of round 6. So having known that, I would have been more aggressive because I would have lost anyways. But I didn't know that.
And
Yeah.
Alex, another thing I want to ask you is, I think there was in the middle rounds, I think 1 or 2 rounds where I was wondering why you didn't go on the center objective with Oberon. Be more, because I was actually thinking about you falling behind too far in points, um, and I think at least one of his skirmishers were already activated, and you had unexpected exhaustion on the other, so um, couldn't expect that much damage on Oberon. Um, I'm
Yeah,
guessing the question is, why are you or why were you so afraid of the center?
I was thinking like, okay, it might not be enough, or I might lose the fight on the right flank, and then like if my outriders die and maybe I trade outriders for skirmishers, and he can skill that, then my bowman might not be able to deal with the other skirmisher units, or he might just snipe Oberon in a way that I cannot reach him. And I was really eager to get the poison out, and I felt I was a little bit behind in damage. I felt like my first 2 or 3 shots with the Skyreach bowman didn't
Yeah.
do so much, and I felt like I need to get the poison out to manage that.
It definitely, I would definitely go as far as saying that the attack damage, on the most part, from the ranged battle in the early phases, while I'm a big fan of chip damage and utilizing chip damage to gain advantage, it did feel that the early chip damage was fairly negligible, to be honest. Um, you know, 2 or 3 wounds here or there, which does add up, but like it it wasn't a big decision making kind of difference, if you will. But yeah, it was certainly interesting. And I mean, maybe it's just me and what I like doing. I'd have just absolutely dove in earlier on in the game and just caused chaos, because it's Song. But
That's because
ended
you're a
up playing
free-fall
out
player and you
that
want your
too.
stuff
Yeah.
to die.
Everyone wants things to die.
Also, Martells don't have this endless horde card, Mickey.
They do. It's called Quickfire. It's an endless horde of arrows. But yeah, I mean, we're talking about the difference of like it's a 1 point game, right? And it could have gone either way. So the strategies employed by both of you obviously were working to some extent. So yeah,